Nation, Graphk and Stu, we are back. Let's get it.
Get that in.
Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building. You guys know what time it is. Welcome to the latest installment of the Graphk and Stu Show. I am one of your hosts, Graphk Raider. I have my big bro in the building. It has been a minute. My guy has been focused on the family. Big move and in progress right now. How you feeling, bro?
I'm like nervous, dude.
Still nervous?
It's been so long. I'm trying to think of the last time we did a show together.
It's been a while. We didn't even do one when I was out there.
Well, no, I mean you were kind of doing one. I was in the back. I guess it would be what, the Cincinnati game?
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Damn it. It's been a minute, man. Once again, man, welcome back to our brother Stu. We got a good show for you guys today, man. This one is actually special because, this is someone that deserves a lot more notoriety. Stu, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not saying this because it's bloodline. I went and checked out the tape, man. It's nice. I'm starting to I'm seeing shades of Stu. You know what I mean? So explain to the nation why this is special to you.
Yeah, this is really, really, really cool. I mean, obviously we've got the draft coming up, right? In a couple days here. I mean, Let's see, in 2 days, right? Today's Tuesday, if I'm not correct, right? Okay, so we got the draft coming up, which is very, very exciting. And again, let me be upfront. I have been off for a little bit just because we are moving. Actually, next week we're going to be moving.
Beautiful home.
Yeah, thank you. We are very, very, very excited. I don't know anything as far as Raider draft or anything. I apologize to the nation. I have just been out. I have been out of it. But the draft's coming up, and there is a member of my family. I have two older brothers and two older sisters, and my older brother Troy Kennelly, his youngest child is Ian Kennelly. And played at Grand Valley State here, the Great Lakers. Yeah. And he's got a legitimate shot at being drafted. Definitely will be in someone's camp coming up here in a couple weeks. So I thought it'd be great for us to kind of come on here and talk a little bit. And he's been a big fan of ours. He's a guy who watches the show. So I appreciate you getting this put together and letting the nation meet Ian Kennelly, my nephew.
He has an opportunity to do something that hasn't been done in a while. I believe the last person to be drafted is Matthew Judon out of Grand Valley State. So that's big, and we know who he is. Phenomenal athlete at the next level. So hopefully, man.
I do want to say this, not to interrupt, but Grand Valley does have a pretty good pedigree of guys like you just mentioned in the NFL. I mean, they're always in contention for a national championship. So a very, very good program, and hopefully he'll continue that.
There we go. Well, without no further ado, you guys, let's welcome our guy, Ian Kennelly, to the show. Grand Valley State University safety, phenomenal athlete, even better person. What's going on, our guy, Ian, man?
What's going on, guys?
How you feeling, brother?
Hey, man, it's good to be on the show. Like Stu was saying, I mean, I've been watching this since, I can think back just through my college days, just throwing this on the TV while I'm cooking some food and just laughing at the bullshit that you guys are spewing on here. So
I love it, man.
Chad and
Salute to the chat, man. Welcome Ian on the show. Everybody's saying, welcome to you as well, man. Appreciate that. We have the greatest chat in YouTube history. I'm telling you now, they're so involved in the show and they're going to be asking a ton of questions. You guys get some questions in and we're definitely going to tap in with Ian. I want to ask you, man, how are you feeling? This is draft week. This is something that you prepared for your entire life. You know what I mean? And coming from a D2 school, not everyone is familiar with who you are. Now, we're going to play a game here today. I am John Spytek, okay? Stu, you are Tom Brady, okay?
Oh, boy, okay.
We're the Raiders.
All right.
We're the Raiders. You know what I mean? We're the Raiders brass, and we want to figure out who is Ian and why should we take a flyer on Ian Kennelly in this year's draft class. I see a lot of different – I've seen a few mid-round grades. I've seen some 6th, 7th. I've seen some UDFAs. What do you bring to this draft class? Ian, and where do you necessarily? I mean, I don't want you to put a grade on yourself because you worked your ass off, and I don't want to do that. But where do you see yourself in this draft class? Because this is a great safety class. It is.
Yeah, no, I mean, I appreciate that you saying that. Yeah, I mean, I think what I bring to the table is size, speed. I mean, I would say I'm on the bigger side of. I mean, being 6'2", 210 pounds, 215 pounds.
Yeah.
Running a 4.5. So, I mean, I bring both the size and physicality as well as the speed, which might surprise some people. I don't know. But also just the mental side of the game too, right? Yeah. Understanding football. I've been playing football since I was 8 years old, right? Mm-hmm. And even before that, just watching Stu when I was growing up. And so I just kind of grew up in a football household. So I would say just my love for the game and just my knowledge. Like, I mean, I love sitting in the film room and, just turning that tape on and watching it for hours on end, just picking apart the little details. And just ultimately my love and my competitiveness when it comes to playing and just getting on the field, man. That's just what I love to do.
Do you take it personal, man, not getting an invite to the combine? Because I'm looking at your numbers and they just jump off the tape. I mean, honestly, you were in that Malachi Starks, Nick Amawari, like range in terms of, the numbers you put up at your pro day. I mean, I'm looking at your shuttle time, 4.13. What is it? 3-cone drill, 7.06, 35-inch vertical jump. I mean, these are massive numbers. I mean, how do you feel about not being invited to the combine, and how do you feel about your numbers being compared to the likes of a Malachi Starks, who's a phenomenal, probably a first-round draft pick, and then Nick out there in South Carolina as well?
Yeah, I mean, just being a Division II guy, I obviously knew that getting invited to the combine, like, that wasn't going to happen, right? But yeah, I mean, just to see those guys and then to go out there and compare myself against them, right? It feels good that I'm right there in the conversation. But I mean, you look across the country, man, dudes are so athletic nowadays. Like, yeah, I mean, just even some Division II guys that, I mean, just the numbers that I saw, they're putting up the same type of numbers. So, I mean, I think the game's getting faster, right? It's getting more athletic. Guys are just the training nowadays and just the knowledge.
Yeah.
But I mean, shit, I'm still not touching Stu right there. I mean, I had to actually go back and I pulled up because if you look it up, it's on YouTube. I had to look at his start for the the L drill because I was originally doing 4 steps and it felt like too much. I was like, I'm getting to the line too quick. So I went back and watched his, and he actually only did 3 steps. So still the film from, what was it, 04?
Yeah. That was the first. That was the first time I want to say that they allowed cameras and stuff in the NFL Combine.
Yeah,
was, I think, in 2004 was the first year. Mayock was one of the guys that was doing the coverage of the combine. But I wanted to. You brought up those numbers, Ian. Obviously, so much goes into the numbers of the combine. Well, let me say this. It goes into certain players. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? But for the most of us, we do. Those numbers are important. And I just wanted to, like you said, nationally, where you ranked the vertical jump, you were the 10th highest vertical jump. And then you look at the other positions here, 12th in the 40-yard dash, tied for third with the 3-cone drill, which you just talked about, 7:06. Your broad jump was tied for 7th out of the nation, and your 20-yard shuttle, which was probably your most impressive, was number 2. So in the country, and that's what these guys are going to look at, right? You know, coming from a smaller school, obviously being a bigger guy, that was one thing that was, you know, talked about me was, you know, good size, smart guy, physical, not that fast, not that athletic. It's just something that's just generally given to bigger safeties, especially coming from the Midwest. So to be able to go out there and prove those numbers, that was huge for you. And, you know, a little background. I mean, my brother Troy played college. His father played college football. My other brother Johnny played college football. So, like he said, it's kind of been in our bloodlines, and it's been really, really fun the last. Oh gosh, Ian, when did you? What do you remember when you came up to Hemlock and we trained? I think kind of the first time. What grade?
High school, so about 10th grade, probably 2014, 2015.
So I remember him coming up, you know, from a very good school, Utica Eisenhower, a very good football program. Well, another guy that came from your school is it DiGiorno? If you guys remember the linebacker that was played for the Buffalo Bills. He came from Ian's high school. Actually, was one of Ian's coaches. So, but I remember him coming up when I had my training business, and we were going over all these type of drills, and again, like he talked about, again, if you watch his film, there is a lot of similarities between myself and him. You know, one of them being he's going to know what's going on. He's going to line. You can see, and you know, one thing I'm big on, right, Graphk, is I like seeing safeties pointing, safeties lining guys up. And that's what he was. He was a field general out there. That's one reason Rob Ryan liked me so well, is because he knew I was going to make everybody right in front of me. So he's a guy that you can see kind of my mentality. If it's going to be, it's up to me. He wasn't letting anyone else going to make the play. He was the one that was going to go through and be the guy that's making the play, making the tough interceptions, getting that big hit to get the crowd going, get the momentum back going. And I mean, great tackler, physical tackler. But again, I think his biggest attribute is going to, well, I mean, obviously his physicality, you know, his size, but his ability to line everybody up. And coaches are going to trust that he knows what he's doing out there.
But a ball hawk as well. 3 picks last season, 6 pass breakups, has 64 total tackles, 39 solo, 1 tackle for a loss. I mean, these numbers, they pop. Is there a reason why you ended up going D2, Ian? Or did you have any other schools calling? How'd that process, you know, pan out?
Yeah, I mean, so like I played freshman football as a freshman. I played JV football as a sophomore, right? I mean, I was probably 5'11", 145 pounds my sophomore year of high school. So like I wasn't a big dude, right? I mean, I was always athletic, like always a good player, but it was not like back then. It's like if you're not getting recruited Division I your sophomore, junior year, like by the time you get to your senior year, all those spots are filled up, right? So I started getting recruited after my junior year, played varsity, played both ways my junior year. Started getting recruited, Grand Valley, Ferris State. And then I ended up actually going to a camp at Illinois State, who the head coach is Brock Spack, who's your DB coach in college, right?
Brock Spack was my defensive coordinator at Purdue. And also he was the guy who recruited me out of the state of Michigan.
You've talked a ton about him.
Oh man. He's the best. And Ian actually was the player of the camp. It was awesome.
Yeah, so I went down there like right before my senior year. Yeah, did well. They offered me. And then played my senior year, got Grand Valley and Ferris State, who back like pretty much those are the top 2 D2s if you're going to, you know, go that level. And I don't know, when I went to Grand Valley, I fell in love with it, just the location, the win and pedigree. The facilities are state of the art. So it just felt like
we went to 3 games this year, Ian? 3 or 4, I think. Their facilities, guys. I mean, for a Division II school, they are unmatched. I mean,
full indoor,
very, very good.
We're gonna dive more into this real quick. Let's get the chat involved. Salute to Jason. Welcome, Ian. My question is, what makes you the best safety in the draft? How are the hands? Pause. We need a safety that can catch. Laugh out loud. Good luck, bro. How do you feel? You know, I know you're gonna be humble about this. Where do you feel like you measure up compared to some of these safeties in this year's class? Once again, It's a deep class. We just talked about Nick out of South Carolina, Malachi Starks, Xavier Watts. I'm a Notre Dame guy. You know what I mean? Andrew Mubaka, I think the Texas kid. This is a deep class. Sebastian Castro, Kevin Winston. How do you fare against these guys? I know, once again, D2, but look, man, we've seen some D2 athletes coming to the NFL and take it by storm. Yeah.
No, I mean, I believe that I could have played at that level, right? I believe I could have played at the Big Ten, SEC level. I think it just took me more time to develop, right? Both physically and just as a player.
Yeah.
But what makes me the best safety in this class? I mean, I would just say I try to be the best version of myself every time I step into the building. Like every day I wake up, whether it's training, whether it's what I eat, how I'm taking care of my body. Like I just try to be the best version of myself, and I believe that will that'll put me in the top ranks of whoever you want to talk about when it comes to great safeties. I think there's so many great players out there, so it's like I'm not trying to be better than no one. I'm just trying to be the best version of myself, and I love it. I know the best version of myself will put me in those conversations, right?
Yeah.
Ian,
maybe what else was with that question? Was there another part?
No, he was just saying, "How are your hands?"
Oh shit! I mean, I had 8 picks in college.
Yeah.
And I would say,
go over your stats a little bit, Ian, real quick.
So I mean, just in terms of interceptions, like it was. I mean, a couple of them were maybe gimmies, but I mean, I had to make some catches now, right? And I played receiver in high school. I was really probably an offensive player most of my life.
Yeah.
Playing it since I was 8 years old, like it was always a running back, and then played receiver in high school. And so, I mean, I would just say like I'm a football player, right? And I would say I can do a lot. Like there's a few times I returned punts in games. So it's just like, anytime I can get the ball in my hands, especially like that's what
blocked the kick, 2 forced fumbles,
right?
3 fumble recoveries. I mean, 174 total career tackles, 95 of those solo. To go with 8 picks. I mean, the game is there. The game is there.
Yeah. So when you kind of his similar a little bit to me, I was a more of an offensive guy coming out and option quarterback. And Ian, was it just your senior year, when you started playing quarterback, or did you do that your junior year as well?
4 games of my senior year, the last 4 games of the year, our quarterback got hurt. We ran an option-based offense, right? So, the opportunity is there for the quarterback to run the ball. That's what you want.
Yeah. So he was a very, very athletic 2-way player, special teams. And again, he did have some very athletic interceptions. I know this past season, but where he's, we've seen him where guys are getting it thrown right to him. You know what I mean? Yeah. And the name of the game, right, as DB is get that ball.
Is there really any gimmies, Stu? It's football. Like I don't consider it's like when people, you always argue with everybody on our shows about ain't no fucking garbage time. There's no fucking garbage time.
You're right.
It's football. Like, I mean, honestly, the gimme, he could have dropped this shit.
Well, no, you're right. I go back. I'm thinking back to there was an interview, I think, towards the end of my college career, and one of the guys was like, Stu, most of your interceptions are overthrown balls and bad balls. And I'm like, oh, man, thanks, dude. I appreciate that, man. That's awesome. So, but no, Ian has he has very, very, very good hands. And again, Ian is a guy which a little similar to my son right now. My son wears he's got a 20 Grand Valley jersey. Every day he comes home from school right now. I mean, he's like on this football kick. And that's how it was. I mean,
Ian, we were talking so much shit at Alex's game.
What is it, 4 or 5 now? 5?
What's that?
Alex 5?
No, he's 6.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, 6. Yeah, first grade.
Stu had to think about it and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's right around when I started playing, right? So
yeah, well, I remember, again, he'd sit there and watch football with his dad, my brother, and I remember Ian he loved the mascots. Yeah. And I can remember specifically my senior year, him coming to Wake Forest when we played there because he liked the Demon Deacon.
Mascot. Who did it?
Yeah. So, sorry, go ahead. I'm not sure what we were talking about.
No, real quick. Salute to Sky High. Says coming from a fellow former Division II player, Mars Hill Lacrosse. Good luck on your journey, Ian. They sleep on us. Wake them up. Keep that chip on your shoulder. Salute to Sky High. I want to ask you real quick before I get to Ty's question. Have you spoken to any teams yet? The draft is a few days away. Have you had any meetings or just any virtuals? Any team?
I actually just got off a call with the Detroit Lions safety coach today. I was in their facility 2 weeks ago for the local day. Sat down with their DB coach. So I've talked to both their safety coach and their DB coach now. Hearing great things. They like me.
Tell them a little bit about that. How after tell them about the workout that you had with the Lions, but then tell them how the coach pulled you in afterwards.
Yeah, so it was like you're showing up for like a day of work, right? We got there at 7:30. They fed us breakfast, and then we went to some meetings. They like installed some coverage, talked some football on the board for like an hour. There was probably like 40 guys there, probably 10 DBs. So like, you know what I mean? Feels like
wasn't the guy from Penn State there?
Yeah, there's guys. There's 3 guys from Michigan, Penn State kid.
Kevin Winston. Was it Kevin Winston Jr., right?
No, the kid from Penn State, Jalen Reed.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I like that kid. To me, he's a late round, sneaky.
He played at King High School right there in Detroit. So he's a hometown kid, obviously, right? All those guys are, a lot of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, did some meetings and then did a workout, about an hour workout, just like did some indie, just DB drills. And after that, showered up, ate some lunch. And then after that, they called me up to the DB coach's office. The D coordinator came in there, Calvin Shepard. They said that they were very impressed and they loved what they saw out there. They sat down, or I sat down with them. They threw on like 15 clips of my college film.
Nice.
We were just talking through it, right? Just they were asking me like, what are you seeing here? What coverage you in? Just kind of talking through my responsibilities on that play.
That's a full circle moment, Ian.
It was dope. It was very surreal, man. It was very surreal.
Local kid. The Lions aren't the Lions of old. They're a Super Bowl perennial team now. Like perennial. Super Bowl.
They're not the Lions I played. They're not
right. But once again, your uncle played for him.
Right.
Like, what would that mean to go to a team where you're automatically contending already? I mean, there's some moving and shaking there. Ben Johnson's gone. They lost their D coordinator to the Jets and so on and so forth. But they got a ton of talent on their roster, man. Like, what would that mean to be able to stay home, essentially playing for the Lions with a team that your uncle played for? I mean, that's a full circle moment right there.
Yeah, no, man. It would be a dream come true, right? Like, you couldn't draw it up any better.
Crazy.
But I mean, and playing for Coach Campbell, right? Like,
yeah, oh my God,
seems like such a football guy. Like, how would you not want to play for that guy?
Yeah.
And then just kind of, like the way the season ended last year, right? Going 15-2 and then losing the first round of the playoffs. It's like, that team's got a lot left to prove. And to be a part of that, man, it would be special. Any
other teams you spoke with, or are you kind of just going through the process still leading up to the draft?
So I was down in Dallas back in January. At like
where I live. Stu, I think you told me. You told me.
Yep.
We were tied up in the hotel for 2 days, right?
Yeah.
Just like sitting in a
Frisco, right? You were in Frisco?
Fort Worth.
Oh, okay. You were in Fort Worth. So you were out by the actual AT&T Stadium.
Yeah, we drove by it actually. Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, no, it was down there. Talked to 4 teams down there. Talked to Dallas, Chicago, New Orleans, and in Detroit. So talked to those 4 down there, like just like a area scout, right? So just kind of a guy gathering information. And then Atlanta Falcons, my agent has a good connection with the Atlanta Falcons, and they've been hot on my tail, I guess. I talked to one of their scouts one time, about a 20-minute conversation, just chopped it up.
Raheem Morris, a defensive-minded head coach. That'd be a great place for you to
and Matt Judon is there.
Your boy, Grand Valley State.
That would be something.
Yeah.
But no, man, I
didn't even think about that. Yeah, didn't even think about that.
Yeah. But those are the 2 teams that are showing like legit interest, like potential like 7th round pick interest, PFA. And then I mean, we'll see who comes calling. I mean, potential. I mean, how the third day of the draft can go. Those last couple rounds are kind of a crapshoot. So
I mean, we can use a safety still. You know what I mean? I mean, Merrick leaves. He goes to Carolina, gets a nice bag out there. Right? Palomel, he's re-signed. But, we go out and get Jeremy Chin on a 2-year deal. We still have Trey Taylor, but we can use some safety help. I mean, Ian, like, what would it mean if you got a chance to go out there and play in Vegas for the team that actually drafted your uncle? That would be insanity.
Yeah. No, I mean, same thing, a dream come true, right? And
Pete
like
Carroll?
where I'm at right now, man, like I'm thankful and just like blessed to be in the position that I am, just to even be talking to anyone, let alone talking about getting drafted, right? So
yeah.
I mean, wherever I get a shot, man, I'm just going to be thankful. But yeah, to play for the Raiders, I mean, in those beautiful facilities out there they got now for the team that drafted my uncle, that would
No state tax. Be beautiful. Go ahead, Stu.
Yeah, no state tax. That's the big one right there, man. Actually, the video that I sent you, or the art that I sent you, let's see, I've been sending that to. So I didn't tell Ian this, but I had about an hour conversation with Chuck Pagano.
Love it.
Friday. Back in Baltimore, he's loving it out there. They got guys coming back into the facilities right now. But I sent that information to him. Obviously, to Lou Anarumo, who's the defensive coordinator in Cincinnati, who's now the defensive coordinator in Indy. I sent it to Ed Dodds. Sent that information there, GM over there at the Colts. Sent it to Cato June. Sent it to Kerry Colbert with the Denver Broncos. Greg Olson, obviously, with the Raiders. So I've been kind of waiting for this last week because they're obviously this is when they're really
biting down.
They do it all throughout the whole entire year.
Yeah.
But right now, I mean, this past week, because I remember I was telling some guys about it, and they're like, "Stu, get that information to me when this thing's coming up." So, and I think I think you got to agree with me on this, Graph, is I don't think you can have enough safeties on your roster.
You can't. You can't.
I mean, nowadays, it's almost like the secondary is almost like basketball now. They're really all changeable positions. I mean, corners play safety, safeties play down, they move, they get all over the place. So again, we saw teams consistently last year, even with us and with the Lions, they just didn't have enough guys towards the end, to fill in spots. So his position, I think, is really good. And the fact that one thing that he did a lot more than I did coming out of Purdue was he plays a ton of man-to-man on the slot, coming down and guarding their best athletic receivers, which that was always kind of one of my things I wish I would have worked better on was my man-to-man, but I was never really put in positions because that was nickel, right?
Yeah.
Stay inside. Now guys play all over the place. You know what I mean? It's really those 6 positions back there. You can move guys all over the place.
Did you get a chance, Ian, to play a ton of special teams as well at the collegiate level? Yeah,
probably more my first couple of years, just being a younger guy. That's kind of how we did it. Like,
it's like you get your feet wet.
It's a proving grounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had 2 head coaches in college. My first head coach was actually the special teams coordinator, so it was like a huge emphasis for our team, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't scared to put 11 starters out there. But I learned a ton about special teams and just the little details that go into it, right? Because at the next level, that's where I'm going to have to. Same thing. It's a proving grounds. It's where I'm going to have to. That's where I'm going to make the team. At least my first couple of years, right?
That's kind of one thing I stressed with him at an early age was the importance of special teams. Like, it's similar to like Brian Cole, who a couple of years ago got drafted by the Vikings. Now just re-signed with Hamilton Tiger Cats up there in Michigan. The guy I've trained since he was in 6th grade, but that's always obviously coming in. That's where he's going to get his mark. I remember with the Raiders, Joe Avanzano, great special teams coach with the Dallas Cowboys for many years. God rest his soul. That was the first thing when he had the draft guys come in there, basically besides Robert Gallery and Jake Grove. For the rest of us, he's like, don't even worry about those other coaches because whether you make this team or not, it's going to be my decision. And I remember, that's went right up to him. First thing, coach, I'll play any special teams that you want me to.
Dylan said that too, Stu, our former 6th-round pick from last season, running back at New Hampshire. He said, I have to play a ton of special teams in order to make this roster. So, I love it that you guys can acknowledge that and you're prepared for it because, there's a ton of players that I don't want to play special teams. There's more than you would even know, Chad. I'm telling you now, when I talk to some of these guys, that they've even told me, I refuse to play special teams. I'm like, what? Yeah. Are you kidding me? That's actually crazy.
And I'd even say now it's, especially with taking that kind of kickoff back a little bit, it's a, I don't want to say it's easier, but I mean, it's not as, it's not as injury prone as it used to be with that. Special teams used to be crazy, man. So,
Yeah.
but again, that was a huge emphasis. I just wanted at an early age to let him know that you need to play every play, right?
Yeah.
If you're not on the field and you're not making plays, people aren't seeing it, you're not getting better. So it doesn't matter. You should never want to be off the field. Get that in your mind right now. And that's the mentality that he played. And another, I remember, Ian, if I'm not mistaken, so when you talked to someone who asked about his hands, you were at the Michigan High School All-Star game. Weren't you the MVP of it? And you were the receiver. I think you had 2 or 3 touchdowns in that game.
Our quarterback won the MVP, but yeah, he threw me 1 touchdown because we had multiple quarterbacks, right? But yeah, I caught 2 touchdowns in that game. And that was after I had meniscus surgery like 2 months prior to that too.
I mean, talk your shit, Ian. I mean, look, 2024 D2Football.com Elite 100, 2024 second team D2 CCA Super Region 3 All Region, 2-time first team All GLIC 2023 and 2024, and then 1-time GLIC Defensive Player of the Week in 2021. I mean, it's proven.
And again, that GLIAC league that they play in, you know, like you said, Ferris, Saginaw Valley State, you know, there's a lot of good schools there. At one point, I don't remember exactly when it was, but the GLIAC at one point had more active players in the NFL than the Big Ten did. So again, the competition that he's playing against is really, really good. You know, people, that's always going to be kind of the deal. Well, he's doing it at this level. How's the competition? You know, making these plays, but is the competition up to par? And the competition, I mean, that D2 level there, it's just maybe the guy, let's say maybe like Ian said, maybe developed a little slower, maybe just is an inch, you know, under what a typical player would be at the Big Ten level. But the competition is great. And again, like I said, me and my son, we drove up to 3 or 4 games, man. And there's some really good, I mean, they played a Division III school that I was like, holy shit, these guys are really, really good out here, man.
Yeah. I want to piggyback on this question. Salute the Tide. My question is, are you a hitter? I'm going to piggyback on that and say, define your game. And who do you kind of tailor your game after? Is there certain safeties or certain DBs at the NFL level that you just grew up watching and idolizing and you kind of just –
Yeah. No, I mean, I would say definitely like, yeah, I would say I idolize more like Stewart's era, right? Like watching Stu, watching guys like Troy Polamalu just do crazy things out there. Ed Reed, just how he played with his mind out there too, right? You hear him talk about it. Guys like Sean Taylor, just dudes hitting guys and running around, making plays. Just I'd say ball hawks, right? Like that's what we talk about as DBs, right? We want to be ball hawks. We want to be playmakers. And ultimately, like it relies on the DBs, right? If we make a mistake, it's 6, you know, and if the linebackers make a mistake, well, then we have to make up for that, right?
Yeah.
So, I would just say like I said, like I'm just a football player, man. I'm an all-around player. However I got to get it done, I'm gonna get it done.
I would say his hitting, he is, not to interrupt you, Ian.
No, you're good.
But, hey, after I interrupted you, Ian.
I just, well, you know, with him being asked if he's a hitter, and he is. He's a guy too where he knows when to lay the big hit and he knows when to make the sure tackler. Again, like I talked about, I mean, that's kind of that, because we've seen guys, right? They're big hitters, but they go all out, right? And those guys can miss those big hits. Now, when they do land it, it's everyone oohs and ahs. But again, if you make one big hit, you miss 5. That doesn't really. That's not really what we want. And one thing Ian's been is a sure tackler, knows when to make the big hit, knows when to get the guy down. And again, with him playing out there on that really a nickel position, he's playing in open space and he's making open field tackles on slot receivers, which typically is usually the best, most athletic receiver on the team. So,
who's the toughest player you think you faced in D2? Yeah.
Shoot, I mean, I'm just going against probably guys in practice every day. But I would say, we've played a lot of good players. Like we played John Matocha, who was the quarterback at Colorado School of Mines. He won the Harlan Hill in 2022, I believe.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, Ferris State. I mean, every time we play those guys, it's a bloodbath.
I just saw recently, didn't the Ferris State guy just transfer to the quarterback?
Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Guy that he played the last couple of years. He's with Ole Miss now. So
yeah, he tore us up pretty good this year. Not gonna lie. There was a little slot receiver on Ferris State. I'm trying to remember his name. Oh shit.
Is he coming out this year or is he?
No, he was older. He was.
Okay,
I think his last year was 2022, I believe.
Okay.
But just a little dude. I think his name Marcus Taylor, I believe. If he ever sees this, shout out Marcus Taylor. But no, he was probably about 5'10" on a good day, but just quick as hell. Like just one step cut and he's going right past your face, right?
Mm-hmm.
But no, man, I mean, so many tough players. Even coming out of this draft class, like a dude named Myron Harris he actually played at Wayne State and Davenport. But I've been playing against that dude since like, I think 2nd or 3rd grade.
Yeah.
He played in the same youth league I did, and then played at Chippewa Valley, the same conference in high school, and then same conference in college. But I mean, just tons of good dudes, good talent, right? Like Stuart was saying, the GLIAC is just full of it. I mean, guys you probably never even heard of.
Yeah.
But I mean, even right now, there's a few guys on the Lions that are played at Saginaw Valley and teams like that.
If you had an opportunity to play next to one safety, you were promised a starting spot in the NFL. Where are you going? What team are you going to, and who are you playing next to?
Shoot. Oh man, I really like Kyle Hamilton's game. I mean, we're kind of a similar body style, right? Taller, more physical guy.
I'm a Notre Dame guy. I love Kyle Hamilton. We talked about him at nauseam, Stu, that draft class.
Really good. He's really good.
No, he's a baller. Shoot, Harrison Smith over in Minnesota.
Ooh.
I don't know, man.
In Flores' defense, oh my God, man.
I mean, dude, everywhere you look, there's good players, right? So it don't matter where you go, right? You're probably playing against playing with an all-pro type guy. Yeah. So man, I mean, wherever I go, right? It's just
and right now, I mean, like, I don't know for you, Graphk. I mean, this draft came up quick, didn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not for you. You've been in it every day, I'm sure.
No, but this has been pretty much the fastest offseason I think I've had, though.
I thought I was feeling the same way. Yeah.
I know because you usually you're covering it with me every aspect of the way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I just it did feel pretty quick. It felt like football just ended.
With this coming up, Ian, like, is it surreal to you? Because to me, it kind of is like it hasn't really hit me. And when I was looking at, I got my notes on the safeties, and I've been kind of doing a deep dive on the safeties, and I'm like, holy shit, like he's going to be on an NFL. I mean, this is again, I've looked at Ian as like a little brother or a son almost, and really my son doesn't get a chance to watch me play, so he's watching Ian play. You know what I'm saying? And now for him to have, like I said, he's got Brian Cole who's playing and he can watch, but to be able to have his cousin play and actually see that, it's really cool for me. Like I said, it hasn't hit me yet. I mean, Ian, in 5 days you can be on an NFL roster. I mean, is that crazy or what?
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't really hit me yet, right? It's like you're saying, I'm in it every day. So, I mean, I'm just excited for Saturday to get here. I think after Saturday, once I get a call from whoever it might be, I think it might hit a little bit more then. But no, man, I mean, it's just been the daily grind, right? So
how's your dad been? I'm sure his family, we're all more nervous than Ian probably is, I'm sure. I know my brother Troy, I talked with him last week, and we talked for about an hour, and he's me and him are very similar, and Ian's kind of similar too, with just
he was out there when we were out there in Michigan, right?
Yeah. You met the whole. Actually, I was going to say that you had a chance to meet Ian and the family. I mean, what would you say as far as his size? I mean, he's just as big as me. I mean,
what's so funny? I was so sick that day. Remember that?
Yeah.
That it was like I was trying to stay away from everybody.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing worse than being at a funeral where you're trying to pay your respect and you're just like, I want to stay out the way because I don't want to get anybody hurt. But no, he reminded me of you, Stu.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and I was talking to your dad and he's really excited about this whole situation right now. But I want to ask you, like, have you spoken to the family about your options? Let's just say you're not drafted. It happens, right? I mean,
Right.
are you prepared for the UFL, Canada, other options? Do you want to continue playing football regardless if a team doesn't come calling? And I'm just putting that out there. I believe that you're going to be drafted. And I do believe if you're not, you're going to be a UDFA, you're going to go somewhere and ball out. But you have to look at every option out there, Stu, right? Like, I know Marquette King is one of my really good friends. He's an all-pro punter, and he's playing in the UFL right now. Shit happens.
I saw that.
Yeah, he's out here playing for the Renegades in Arlington in Dallas. So it happens. But are you prepared to continue playing football regardless of where it is?
Yeah, I mean, so the thing is with that, right, is both those seasons are going on right now. Or
yeah,
the EFL is kind of coexist with the NFL, right? So, I mean, that's probably a conversation I have to have after this whole thing, after this whole cycle is done. It's definitely something I've thought about for sure.
Yeah.
I know what his answer is because we've talked, and as of like 3 years ago, he's like, "I'm playing in the NFL." I'm like, "Man, get you like you got it. You school." He's like, "No, don't matter. I'm playing in the NFL." I'm like, "Bro," I love it. So he's not. Yeah, I mean, you got to be that way. You really do.
You have to. It got to be football and butt.
Yeah. When that doesn't, then you start going through. But I mean, I knew what his answer was going to be because he's like, "No, NFL, no." I'm like, "Well, what about da da da?" And it's not, being around guys that are up there. Sometimes it makes it seem a little more. I'm like, dude, you never know, man. He's like, no,
yeah. Well, let me ask you this too. I know you're in love with the game. You played it since you were a child. A lot of guys. We talked to Charles Woodson, right? Good friend of the show, played with Stu. Right. And we asked him, "Do you want to coach?" He was like, "Man, shit." A lot of guys don't want to do that later on. And I know we're kind of jumping the gun because this is draft week. We're talking about coaching later on. But but is that something that you would be interested in, down the line?
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, I've had a lot of conversations with, my dad, with Stu. I would love to coach one day, right?
Yeah.
Had so many great coaches pour into me over the years and teach me the game, right? I just feel like I'd almost be doing a disservice not giving that back. In some way or another, right? But yeah, that's a conversation for later for sure. But I just couldn't see myself stepping away from the game, right? Like once you're in it for so long, that's all you know. And it's like, where else are you going to get? I mean, unless you're off doing and you're an entrepreneur running your own business, I could see myself doing that, but I couldn't see myself just, working a 9-to-5, punching a time card and doing that thing. So whatever it might be, I mean, because football will end one day, right?
Tough, man. That's a tough thing.
Yeah, so I mean, right? Respect to those people that do it.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? You got to do what you got to do for sure.
First emotion and first person you're calling when you get the call. Like let's just say you go 7th round, and I want to know, do you have a party plan? Are you gonna have a family?
I'm gonna have some family over, just close family. My sister's gonna come over.
Me and Alex are gonna drive up.
Stu's
nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
One of a couple of my family members will be there. Maybe some close friends, but it's gonna be a small thing. But
okay, so you don't have to make a call. You're gonna have family out there and stuff. First emotion, right? Like you get a 702 number that calls you. Las Vegas, Nevada. What is the first like? Is it just like everything that I've done up to this point has officially paid off? I mean, honestly, the work really starts then. You know what I mean? But first emotion off the top of your brain, like how do you feel when you get that call?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little bit of both, right? I'm probably going to be in a little bit of shock and disbelief. Excited. But then, like you said, right, it's time to get to work because you got to show up to the facility in a week or two and earn a spot, right?
Yeah.
Just because you're getting called doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna. I mean, obviously, if I get drafted, or even if I just get a call after, hey, we want to sign you to a UDFA, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna be. I mean, dude, it's like you said, it's everything I've worked for.
Stu, did you tell me your story?
Come true, right?
Stu, did you tell me your story about the lucky jacket? When we went through Saginaw, you took me through the spot where your draft party was, and you're sitting around and you're like, okay, blah blah blah. You go outside and your friend gives you a lucky.
It was my brother-in-law's brother, Mark Brancho, and you were at the draft party, weren't you, Ian?
I think I was there.
Around? Yeah, and I remember because it was back then, right? It was what, first, second, and third on the first day, and then Sunday was the 4th through 7th. So it was a long day.
Yeah.
I see some other safeties getting drafted, and we started at like noon. Because again, your grades, early second, or I saw even late first to early sixth. It's like, well, what kind of evaluation is that? You know what I mean? So you don't know where you're gonna go.
Yeah.
And I remember I had to go outside, and I had to get some fresh air or something like that, just kind of take my mind off it a little bit. And Mark's like, hey, Stu, I kind of got to get back. But he goes, here's my lucky jacket. And it was a Bud Light jacket because he worked for Budweiser. And I put one sleeve in, and then that phone rang, man. And I remember I'm like, hello, and I thought it was Amy Trask, like I talked about, but she's like, so I don't know who called me from the Raiders. It was a woman.
Yeah.
And then I heard the bar inside kind of go when my name came up or whatever. But I think one thing about it was almost relief, because now you can actually do the football, all the kind of the bullshit, the interviews, the training that in the grand scheme of things means really nothing as far as you're just doing those to do them for the draft. Like now it goes back to football. Like all that stuff is over with. You're part of the team. So I know that's the part. I mean, I'm speaking for him, but I know his mind, and that's what he's been wanting to get to, is just and that's how I was. Let me get to the football.
Find that fucking jacket, Stu. No, take it to Ian this weekend. We need that one arm. So we need to see if this magic is real.
I don't know where it is. I don't know if I gave it back. I think I gave it back to him. I think I gave it back to him. I think. I'll have to ask Mark. We'll have to get Mark over, Ian, and see where that jacket is.
Yeah, he lives in the area.
Yeah.
What have you been doing to keep yourself in shape, Ian, leading up to the draft?
Yeah, so I was training over at a facility in Novi called Impact.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing my pro day training there, and then after that, I've been back and forth between there. I have a gym membership just right in town, and I actually have some weights at home that I got my garage gym back open now that the weather's nice and we're over 50 degrees here in Michigan. But I've just been kind of staying busy between those three spots. But just typical like sprint training. Plyometrics. I'm actually dealing with a little bit of a shoulder injury right now, so I've been rehabbing for that, going to physical therapy 3 times a week.
This is something that teams already know as well, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe just where are you at with that? What's your percentage? I mean,
I'd say I'm about 90%, 95% right now. Like right now, like it was a bone injury, so like it's been. I had the procedure back in January, so it's been over 3 months now. So no, that bone's healed up now. Now it's just about, kind of getting the range of motion back and getting ready to tackle, NFL running backs, because you know how those dudes are nowadays, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've been staying. That's the thing, is like I've been staying busy. It's you don't really even realize like, oh shoot, it's draft week. You know what I mean? Like it kind of comes up quick, but also like the days go by slow, but the weeks go by fast, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, no, man, it's been good.
Stu, is this surreal for you?
Like, like I said, it's. I'm just sitting here thinking about, when you're in it, you have your blinders on, right? It's all right. Let me first of all, let me try to win a national championship. Then that's over with. Then it's signing the agent. Then it's finding the training facility. Then it's going and doing the training. And then it's doing so you're just kind of boom, boom, boom. And like you said, once all of a sudden you look up, it's draft time. And then boom, once the draft happens and you're on a squad, it goes by even faster. So it just, I'm just really, really excited because one, when you know someone personally, it makes watching.
It's different.
Yeah, like I said, when Brian Cole, when he was going through this process, that was when I got back into.
I feel like that when I go to your house and we watch your old games that I watched when I was younger. Like you know what I mean? Like we sit there and watch Stu. We just watched that whole Redskins game.
Yeah, we did.
Watched the whole game out there in Indiana, and it was just cool watching it because it's like, man, that's my guy. Like, it means that much more. It definitely does.
It does. So that's what I'm really excited about. And plus, for us to go to games and for us to really just to, again, we're in it, but we're not in it. So a lot of my stuff, some of my information is a little dated. So I'm excited to talk with Ian and learn some of the new things with the NFL. Because again, you don't know it until you're behind those scenes there. And and I really believe after looking at these safeties and stuff, really after the the 4 or 5 guys like the Xavier and stuff like that and Nick and those
Sparks.
guys.
Yeah.
It's kind of a, who knows what could happen.
I want to ask you this because I know that you're all in, Ian, on football. Did you pay attention to everything collegiately this past? Because I want to have some fun real quick leading up to the draft.
Yeah.
Top 5 picks that go in this year's class. All right. Tennessee's at number 1. Where are they going?
Shoot, I mean, I don't pay that close attention, right?
Okay.
But I've seen what the analysts are saying. Who are the
Cam Ward.
They need a quarterback. Yeah, they're going quarterback. That's the for sure, right? And then after that, it gets kind of
fuzzy.
I mean, is Trav who's got?
I think Trav goes to Cleveland at 2.
Cleveland's got the second pick.
I think Abdul Carter goes to the Giants there at 3. The pass rusher from Penn State. Then at 4, it gets a little tricky. The Patriots are there. Vrabel's there. He's a defensive-minded guy, but they need some offensive line help. And I'm thinking Will Campbell, the young left tackle out of LSU, goes there. And then 5 is interesting as well because Jacksonville, they need some defensive line help. Mason Graham, Michigan kid, is there, defensive tackle, but they got a new offensive-minded head coach. So I don't know if he can help himself. You know what I mean? Trying to take some offensive help there. But then at 6, Ashton Genty's probably going to be available.
What pick do the Raiders have?
We have 6.
Yep.
6?
Now, have you paid attention to Ashton Genty out of Boise State?
Yeah, I know. I've heard a couple of interviews. I like what he has to say, right? And he's a stud of a player, right?
Yeah. I mean, the dude had over 1,700 yards rushing after contact.
Yeah, no, he's
that's actually insane. But is there any specific players maybe that you have in mind that you watched pretty close this last season that are going into the draft that maybe some people that may not know too much about what's going on in the draft to keep an eye on? Is there any players that you know specifically where you keep an eye on him? I think he may translate at the next level.
I mean, yeah, maybe just guys I've played against. There's even some of my teammates, right? Kyler Blake Jones, he's a center, 4-year starter, played as a true freshman, lived with the kid for 2 years. I think he deserves a shot. He's had some interest. I think he'll definitely get a shot. We have a guard / tackle. You could probably play both, but probably more guard at the next level. Gabe Brown. We have 2 tight ends. Both lived with these guys too. Drew Peterson, Gavin Kasu.
Yep.
Both really good players. Would definitely
good dudes, good guys, dude. I had a chance to meet Ian's teammates and their parents, and really, really cool guys, really good dudes.
Yeah. Shoot, we had a couple of receivers that went to the pro day. Both did really well. One of them ran a mid 4.3s, so I think he's drawn some interest. You go out there, run a 4.3, these scouts are going to be drooling over that.
Yeah.
Here's a guy. Didn't Ian weren't a name at the Raiders? No, Andre Rison. Didn't you play with his son a couple years ago?
Yeah, Hunter Rison. He came out in 2021, I believe. He went to a mini camp with the Lions, and then played in the USFL back when there was 2 leagues.
Yeah,
played a little bit. Yeah, but no, I believe he's done now.
I looked it up. 8 players from Grand Valley State have been drafted. 21 former Grand Valley State University players have appeared in NFL games, including both drafted and undrafted athletes. And then you got guys like notable names like Brandon Carr. I didn't even know that he went there. I didn't know that Brandon Carr went to Grand Valley State. Cornerback drafted by the Kansas City Chiefs. He had a 12-year run.
Played a long.
He was in the league.
I think like a year ago or 2 years ago.
He was there for many moons. And then Matthew Judon has played forever too.
Yeah, that's true.
I bring that up to say, like, man, hopefully, man, that shoulder gets right and you can have a long, illustrious career, bro, because I'm looking at this list right here. I'm like, damn, these guys have played a ton of football at the NFL level, man. So what would that mean? Have you met Matthew Judon before?
No, I haven't met him personally. I've seen him around the facility a few times, but I mean, he's so busy, right? Like, yeah. But no, I haven't met him personally, but
what would that mean if you got a chance to go out there and play with him, though? 4-time Pro Bowler. I mean, kind of put the school on the map, so to speak. I mean, would that be kind of big to go out there to Atlanta? You're already getting a look there. Would that be kind of cool to play with him?
Yeah, dude, that'd be dope. I mean, he's from the Detroit area too, so I mean, just those two connections right there. But yeah, I mean, that would be sweet. I mean, but that's going to be what it is, right? Anywhere you go, there's going to be dudes that you connect with and that you somehow find a way back to, somehow find a way back to Detroit. I mean, you talk it all the time about it, Stu, about how many guys are from Saginaw and just the talent that comes out of Michigan. But yeah, if I got to play with Matt Judon, that'd be special.
I love it. Stu, you got a few more questions, man?
Last thing I wanted to. Oh, jeez.
Yo,
hey man, this isn't like riding a bike, dude. I gotta get back into the groove. And once you get this house done and get my studio, get my groove back going again.
Bubba Stu Gump.
Oh my lord. Yeah, what was I gonna say now?
I need to get one of those Grand Valley State shirts too. I hate anything that have Lakers on it because I'm a Sacramento Kings fan. But I understand it's different than Los Angeles. So
we'll get you a shirt.
I got to get right. I got to get one of those.
Anchor down was their thing. Anchor down.
Anchor up.
Hey, anchor up. I thought it was anchor down.
That's what all of our opponents, they anchor down.
Oh, okay. Hate that. Sorry.
Boiler up. Anchor up.
Yeah. We would always say boiler up, hammer down. But anyways, so the thing that I want, just that I'm also excited about, which I did with Brian Cole as well, is I want to make sure that the football, I'm not real worried about the football. One thing I really want to help him with is how to interact with the coaches and because I didn't have that side of it. I didn't really know too much. And there's probably some decisions I made that affected the length of my career. So, that's what I really want to, the importance of getting to know the people that are making decisions and the media and it's such a huge advantage for these kids to be able to get this interaction with the fans and to get them deals off the field and create those relationships when your time is done, that gives you opportunities. Because there, we always just think the play that we're in, right? Sometimes we don't think down, and some of the decisions that we make are going to affect us. And that's one of the biggest things I want to help him out with is creating, because you can really, regardless of how long your career is, you can sustain it going many, many years past just by doing the right things and establishing relationships with those people. So that's the part that and that's the thing that I don't think a lot of guys think about is you can maneuver. Like I said, there's guys that play a long time, not necessarily because they're the most talented or best football player, but they know how to keep themselves involved and keep themselves active. And that's what I want to make sure that he's doing. And again, not make the same mistakes that I did. So.
Well, what are teams getting in outside of just the football aspect of things, right? You come from a really great football dynamic and family dynamic, right? Like, and there's a lot of things that can spiral out of control, at the NFL level outside of football. Like there's a lot when you get money and you're young and things happen, right? And if a general manager says, how do you plan on being able to take all this heat that comes, with the light? like what can you sell to a GM yourself outside of football? Like, we know you can play ball. You're looking at the NFL draft here, but you outside of that, like, how are you preparing yourself for, the light? You're gonna be playing in front of thousands upon thousands of people, and you may be in a city like Las Vegas or New York or just Atlanta, these big New Orleans, these big cities where things can happen. I mean, honestly, what can you tell GMs like maturity wise, like sell a GM right now on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it just goes back to the way I was raised up, right? I was raised by great parents. Been married for 30 plus years. Both my older sisters support me, to the ends of the earth. So I just think having that strong upbringing just really keeps you grounded, keeps you humble. And ultimately, once I get some money, I don't really know how to deal with all that. So, I mean, just connecting with people that have been there that know what to do with that kind of stuff. And it's like what Stu's saying, like, it's not always about what you know, but who you know. Just building great relationships with people that I know are going to be in my corner. I have a great agent that, really believes in me and will ride with me. And so I think it's just about surrounding yourself with the right people. We can't do it all on our own, right?
No, not at all.
I think Graphk, I mean, you saw a perfect example of the family. There's a lot of us. So, I mean, he's got a lot of dads and moms and,
The thing that I told Stu, Ian, and once again, rest in peace to Mama Stu, when we went there, it didn't feel like a funeral. It felt like a family reunion. Everybody was smiling. Everybody was laughing with each other. I seen that family dynamic from you guys. Like, I seen it front and center. I sat back, like I said, I was 6, so I would just kind of sit back, analyzing, and the dynamic is phenomenal. Like, I love to be able to just sit there and kind of talk to your dad and meet some of Stu's people. It was really a cool, outside of the situation, the circumstances, of course. But I mean, I can tell, man, that you come from a solid foundation. You know what I mean? And to see everybody in there making chicken salad out of chicken shit, under the circumstances, to me, it was just like, wow, like, this is really cool. Like, this is really cool. I think most families, even though you guys probably don't get a chance to see each other all the damn time, like most families don't. What I seen and what I got a chance to observe, it was phenomenal, man. I love the dynamic. I love that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, Stu, once again, man, I love you, bro. And I look at you like a brother, and getting a chance to meet everybody, and including you, Ian, and your family, was a blessing, man. And I hope and pray, man, that every step of the way you're successful. I don't care what team you go to. I know right now you just want an opportunity, and I know that you're not going to be picky or choosy about where you're going. At this point, just take it, work your ass off. If you're anything like Stu, competitive like Stu, just don't make some of the same decisions that.
I do want to, before he's giving his piece here, I also want to make sure people know that it's not one of these deals where we're getting drafted, right? Like the family, it's Ian. Like,
it's about Ian.
Yeah, we're all very supportive, but Ian knows this. We've never forced him to do anything. I mean, all of his cousins all played college sports. We never forced them to do nothing. I'm here when he needs me, but I don't want people thinking that we're do this, do that. You gotta whatever. We let him make his decisions. I mean, we're gonna be here for him in every aspect of it. But I don't want people to think it's we're getting drafted, and we're all wanting to do all this stuff. It's Ian, right? It's about him, and I think that's nice to know, because it does take some of the pressure off a little bit. I couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
And I get it. People are in different situations. Some people, that's their chance, and they are gonna come out of whatever situation they're in. But one thing for us is this is completely about him, and I'm just so proud of him. I'm excited for him, and it's gonna be a lot of fun on Saturday, man. I'm also I'm more excited for my son to be around it.
Yeah.
And see that type of stuff, man.
Look, my son is playing ball right now too, and every time he gets a pick or he gets he takes one to the crib, he's always, "Hey, did you show Stu? Did you show Marquette? Did you show the guy?" Like, because he's so locked in on that. So that's what it's always about. I got one question on the way out, man. Let's have some fun on the way out.
Yeah.
If you could pick one quarterback in the NFL to pick.
Oh,
who are you going? Because your uncle backs ever, and Patrick Mahomes is in the building.
that's what I was thinking in my head, right there.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And you know, I know you're from Detroit, right? I mean, or the area, and you know, and Brock Purdy's out there. I know that game didn't go the way Detroit, you know, the fan base wanted it to go in the NFC Championship a few years ago. Is there anyone specific that you're like, I would love to take one to the crib off of them?
Shoot, I mean, you probably think about Mahomes, but I know Stu would like me saying this. You know, Josh Allen talking about milk checks.
He'd make a milk check on you, dude. Chuck Pagano brought that up for some reason.
Wait, what?
He said something about Josh Allen. He goes, you know about the milk check? I said, yeah, I know how about that motherfucking milk check. Yeah.
Wait, what the fuck is the milk check?
What? You don't know about the milk check?
No. What the fuck is the milk check?
So when he was on the show with Bustin' with the Boys, and Tyler Lewan.
Tyler Lewan? Yeah.
Yeah, in Compton.
Taylor Lewan.
They're saying, they're like, there's a milk check, and they were telling you something, and they're talking about Will Compton, and they're like, well, he'd make a milk check on you, Will. And he's like, what's that mean? And I guess when there was a white DB or a white linebacker on a tight end, they call milk check. And when I heard that, man, I can't believe I never brought that up to you.
I don't. Maybe you did. Maybe we were just fucked up somewhere.
I was calling everybody like fuck. So I told Chuck, I said, man, I'd give my right hand to go and get in a game against the Buffalo Bills and go to that line of scrimmage and go milk check me, motherfucker. Milk check me. Okay,
so it's got to be the milk check then, Ian.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, fucking make a milk check on that bitch.
I love it.
And then you got three white dudes all laughing about it. That's cool. I'm like, are these guys serious right now? What the fuck?
A milk check. Yo, salute to our guy Ian for pulling up, man. Hey, we would love, Stu, at some point, once you're drafted, let's run one back.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would love to just talk about the experience. Yeah. You know what I mean? And
I said jealously for our stuff.
Bro, if he ends up a Raider, dog, I swear to God.
Just to have a guy, like I said, with just to be in it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Be back behind, like, man.
Hey, he fits the mold of what Pete Carroll likes in his DBs.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Hey, and from what I'm hearing, some of these guys that they're really high on, they have not contacted at all. There's a lot of smoke going on right now with these top 30 visits and all this other stuff. And I don't think people realize that most of the time when people bring in people for top 30 visits, they don't usually really end up there anyway.
No.
You know what I mean? So there's a lot of, Stu, when you got drafted, you never even talked to the fucking Raiders.
Just Blue Go, Willie Brown, man. That was it. Like for 5 minutes at the combine.
Yeah, and remember you were like, "Oh, that's not going to happen."
I know I ain't going to the Raiders.
Yeah, and boom, you're drafted. So it's going to be interesting. But hey, we got to run this back in at some point, man. Good luck, brother. We are proud of you. Continue to thrive in every aspect of your life, man. And big ups to your family. And I'm hoping, man, that we get an opportunity to watch you play football for the long haul, bro. You want to say anything on the way out?
No, man, just thanks for having me. Let's do it again, man.
Milk check.
Milk check.
Motherfucking milk check. Salute to Stu. Love you, bro. Hey, we got to get back to our show, man. We will be live, you guys, tonight as well. I'll be live with Big Mike. We're doing our 30 for 30 for the draft. We will be live all Thursday, all Friday, all Saturday for the draft, covering every minute of it. Hopefully, Stu, if you're around at any point, jump on and you know what I mean? And hopefully you make your way out there to Michigan and enjoy the celebration for the draft. Once again, salute to our guy, Ian. Stu, you want to say anything on the way out, brother?
No, just it's good to be back. Thanks for setting this show up, Ian. I'm excited, man. I'm proud of you. And hopefully we'll see you. I don't know if we'll be in Friday or early Saturday morning, but we'll see you and enjoy. Just like I said, it's gonna go by quick, dude, but sit back, enjoy it. It'll be stressful, but it'll be a lot of fun.
And Stu, drive this speed limit in Indiana, man. Like,
hey, that's you, bro.
For some reason, like when you drive kind of fast, you get pulled over in the state of Indiana. In the middle of the night.
You're good, bro. You're good.
Love. Once again, Ian. Hey, have a blessed day, man. And next time we see you, bro, you're going to be an NFL football player. That's crazy.
Hell yeah.
You'd love to see it.
Let's do it again.
Yes, sir. Salute to everybody in the chat. On the way out, wipe them feet. That means hit those thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Love and appreciate you all. We are out.
I know Jerome is coming up and he's going to blow the house out, but I had